Hello YouTube! Today we are going to be checking out an account which is making some very weird choices. Choices that are made either through neglect or a lack of awareness when it comes to the game, and the person who owns this account is called Pentazir and has been coasting for quite a while now. Logging in, doing dailies, maybe not even doing monthlies, and then not really doing anything else with the account. Not thinking too much, just putting stuff in and going, oh look, I can upgrade stuff. Ta-da. So let's go see if there's anything we can do that's going to improve this account. And trust me, there's going to be quite a number of things to talk about. So folks, let's jump in and see what we're dealing with. First, it's a level 244 VIP 9 account with 10 billion gold. This is massive. And there's also 38,000 gems. So we're in a really good position. So straight up looking at this, I'm feeling pretty good. But there are a lot of problems, as you'll be able to see real soon. Taking a look at the bag, you can take a look and realize that we've got 376 Master's Toolboxes. This is great. We've got some resources stacked up. We've got the toolboxes and stuff, so that's going to improve the Celestial Island. I'm surprised you haven't used those yet. And 105 Cores of Transcendence, bro. What are you doing? Why are you not opening your cores? This is wild. So we might even do that for you today if you've got the bag space. So that's one thing we need to check. And you said don't look at the monsters? What's wrong with them? I mean, you didn't build Nimian. That's a bit questionable. But holy moly, look at the resources. You could just build someone right now for the glory challenge. Dude, that's mad. How many scrolls has he got? Did you see? 907, so you're perfect for Christmas. And profit orbs, 620 as we speak. This is a profit orb event. Do it! What? Bro, you'd get so many prizes. You better be doing this at the end of the event. I'm telling you, you're going to get so much. Do your fantasy factory first, obviously. So let's go judge his shapes. He hasn't touched it. Okay, this guy's definitely a Thursday do-it-all fella. And I'm all for it. I'm 100% for you, man. Everything happens on a Thursday. Unless, when you said all you do is dailies, you literally meant you don't even do events. Because if that's what you do, get in the bin, right? Thursdays are for completing events. So if you're getting lazy and you're not doing that, you need a smack on the wrist and a good telling off. So bad. Naughty boy. Either way, as you can see with the heroes, we are absolutely leaning in on a Jara. She is Tree of Origin 4, which means you've unlocked that third passive that you can go ahead and upgrade, or the third skill, sorry, which is the second passive. So let's go see how that's going to be looking. And as well, we have a Freya as a homeowner. This I find weird because you have a Fairy Queen Vesa, and for some reason, she's a tenant. So that's weird. So what we're going to do is go, first of all, take a look at the Celestial Island to see what kind of madness you're getting yourself into. The first home belongs to Freya. And it makes me feel slightly ill. Why is Freya the homeowner? Feel free to kick tenants out. Bro, you don't have to ask me twice. Jara, what is she doing? What is this? Right, so look, straight up, I'm removing Jara. I'm going to reset all your homes. You don't need this, right? Get it all done. Get our resources back. You're wasting precious, valuable resources. You donut. Right? So that's all coming back. And then, gonna do exactly the same thing with your Freya. She's coming out. Skadoosh. And then I'm gonna put Vesa in. Right? Vesa, welcome. Right? Now, we're going to put in some good tenants. We got Rogan, who for some reason is Tree of Origin 1. Let's not talk about that. Freya gets to go here. Jara gets to go here. And then you need to build a floor or something like that. And now, we can go ahead and upgrade these homes to make your Vesa way more powerful. Vesa is your most powerful hero. Lean on her. She's incredibly good. Right? Absolutely brilliant. So that's just a quick little thing we're going to do there. And as well, if you can, trib upgrading her is going to be fine. That's going to boost her power levels. I don't know why you Tree of Origin to Rogan. This I'm so confused by. I would legit regress this Rogan and rebuild him from scratch. Just so you can get the Tree of Origin improvements back and then shove them into Vesa or Freya or someone. If you want to improve your Star Expedition damage, That's going to help. And your Jara was too fast. Well, she was a homeowner. She's going to get buffed. And don't worry about your Jara being too fast, right? You give her a Ruby Scepter, she's going to be fast. And then just energy feed her, she'll do an active skill in round 2. So don't worry about that. Like, you could energy feed her, make her slower, and have everyone quicker. If you want to make other heroes quicker, what you can go ahead and do is improve them in the Tree of Origin. That would help, right? So actually, by looking at this, you've got crit attack. You've got mixed enables. This is bizarre. But the Freya, if you actually want to get Freya quicker, first of all, give her a speed stone, speed HP. Now Freya's faster. Now your Vessa's faster, because Vessa's now a homeowner. So you can Demon Bell both of these. And now, oh look, Jara is actually slow. Simply by using a speed stone on Mystic Fairy Freya and a speed stone on Vessa. Ta-da! So that's amazing, right? So Rogan doesn't actually need to be buffed up. You don't need to energy feed with a Rogan. You can energy feed with other heroes. That's one common misconception, right? You could totally just energy feed with the Freya and the Vessa instead. So you could level up the Storming Jara now. You could legit get a level higher. Be careful on how fast that makes her, but honestly, I think you can make the Vessa quicker as well. Can you give her speed imprints? Oh, she's already got them. Speed HP. Can we do the same with the Freya? Yeah, we could actually make Freya faster too. So, if you're worried about Freya being too slow, look at that. She's speed HP. I can give her speed enables. And her speed just suddenly got a bit good. And you could also... it's Freya, not Mystic Fairy Freya. Oh, no. Okay, so you could actually get her another 10 speed there as well. And there you go. So there's straight up one thing we've done. We've gone and got you quicker than that Jara, so you can now energy feed the Jara. Perfect. So there's your problem solved when it comes to your speed issue with your Jara. And lean on Vessa as a main homeowner. The higher you can get the attack stat on a Vessa, the better. One thing you can do as well, if you can get attack stones on heroes like Storming Jara, when you're not in these particular lineups, right? You can get as much attack on those heroes, which then means they're going to buff Vessa as much as possible. Then, if you need a different kind of team, build those teams in the formation, and it will ignore what you've got in the hero box, yet the tenants will consider what's in the hero box when calculating their stats. So the same principle lands here for Freya. You can give her an attack stone, you can make her 3-in-1 split like this, and that's going to maximize her performance as a tenant, which is going to make Vessa even more powerful. So if we look at Vessa now, look, she's already gone up to 1.3 on her damage. So that was 1.2, so that's just giving her an extra 100,000 attack. To make that even higher, one thing you can lean towards as well is flags. If you didn't know, flags are a really good way of improving the power of heroes. It's recommended for most accounts to have, once you've got to an established point, 1 or 2 splendid Transcendence flags. Now we've talked about that, let's talk about some of the other things on this account that could be changed and adjusted. We have an Eos. Eos is great, really fun hero to go ahead and use. She's excellent for doing Seal Land 20, so I'm going to hope that you've beaten Seal Land 20. Heck, you've done Seal Land 21. Really nice for light. That means you can now get rid of Eos. You don't need her anymore, so that's good. Now move on, you've gone and got this Drake. Drake here, he's fine. You can keep him. He's going to be debuffing. Aspen. Weird that he's just sitting around. Maybe you want to build a Lord of Fear Aspen? That's excellent. He would be a really, really cool next hero. So if that was something you wanted to do, worth considering. We've got ourselves a Seer who he is a tenant for Fairy Queen Vessa. However, he takes the same slot as Freya, so he's not necessary. So you don't need to have imprints on him right now. However, he can be used in Seal Land, so just bear that in mind. But I would happily remove Seerhu from your imprint list and go ahead and put the imprints on someone better. Perhaps a Rogan, because a Rogan needs to be Void 3 to get Warpath Raw upgraded. And this is another reason I don't like the Tree of Origin 1 on a Rogan. You cannot take away the imprints. So you have tons of imprints that are being put inside him that don't need to be there. They could be put inside other heroes. So I would shift these imprints across to Rogan. I would regress this Rogan, rebuild him, and I would do things like that. Or you could go ahead and just have one Void 3 Rogan, not even a second Void 3 Rogan, and put your imprints on other heroes if you wanted, because a lot of teams only use one Rogan nowadays, so that's also fine. You've got a Nightstar Ignis. This is good for giving control immunity, but I don't know if you're necessarily at a point where that is still a strategy you'd go for. With 3 Transcendence heroes, you're not really going to be using Eloise anymore. Keep her around, of course, if you do want to make a Homeowner Jara at any point, which you were doing obviously before, but don't necessarily need to keep around. So now that you've shifted this around, you don't actually need to keep a lot of these heroes you built for tenants. You can shift around and build other heroes you want. I really would strongly encourage you to consider an Olivia. Olivia is brilliant for Seal Land Forest, which I know was something you were wanting to push. So really, really strong hero in that regard. And I think with the Mystic Fairy Freya and the Vesa upgraded, that should definitely be totally doable. So really, really consider going ahead and building an Olivia, not just for Forest Seal Land though, but for Star Expedition 2. Because if you can put together a team which uses Mystic Fairy Freya and Vesa and Olivia in Star Expedition, it can be really strong. The only issue is you might die. So if you're not able to make a team like that survive, consider an E5 Ignis to go alongside your Vesa, and then run baby carries and the Osis set. And you're right, he does have plenty of food on this account. You can see we've got 9 stars everywhere. We've got more 9-star fodders. We've got 6-star fodders. Tons of 5-star heroes. Look at this absolute madness. Look at those Immolatuses. Dude, you need to tidy this up. Go ahead and just build up some heroes. Do some stuff. You've got tons of E5s you could technically build on this account. I don't think you're short on promotion stones, are you? No, 908,000. The only thing, Pentazir, that is stopping you from making progress is your laziness. So you don't even need to regress the heroes you've got. Even though I would regress Eos, you don't need to. You can go ahead and just build other heroes. Build them up. And you think that's bad? Look at his bag. This guy has 5 9-star chests. We got 4 artifact chests, which compared to me is nothing. But still, you've got it. We've got this deluxe orange selection chest, so that's going to be more bonuses for you. You've got a core of origin just sitting around. Dude, go ahead, pop the bubble, make some progress. Find an afternoon just to go ahead and make this a thing. And you can build any E5 you like. You have so many selection chests. Like, I thought I was bad for hoarding chests, but that's because I do not have enough promotion stones, right? I cannot use my food to make heroes. You don't have that excuse, big boy. 908,000 of them. That's a ton of E5s. This is ridiculous. So, no, bad, naughty. You can build a Flora right now. She is a tenant that you can take advantage of. Flora is fantastic. Dude, you've got 4 copies. Build a Flora, please. Right, 1, 2. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. All you need to do is open 3 from chests and then build an E5 Flora. There's another tenant for Vesa. Easy. Absolutely easy. So that's something I'm going to encourage you to do as well. And don't tell me you can't do it, Pentazir, because you and I both know that you can. Let's go take a look at his artifacts that he's got rocking around. We got that Ruby Scepter on the Jara. This is fantastic. I just stripped Rogan. What are your other artifacts just sitting here? We got an AMB. That's nice. We got a Punisher. Classic. Atlas Cane. Brilliant for damage. We've got ourselves... There was a normal crown in there. That's interesting. Okay, Splendid Demon Bell. We had another Splendid Demon Bell as well. That's on the Fairy Queen Vesa. Nice. Those 2 heroes are faster than the Jara, so that's good to see. Eos isn't wearing anything. Neither's Drake, neither's Aspen. And oh my lord, there's another Demon Bell? Oh, heaven on a plate. That is fantastic. So, in theory, you could run that Demon Bell on this Rogan as well, and that's even more energy feed. Oh my goodness me. And then... there's no other artifacts, surely. Of course, oh, Splendid Crown as well. Dude, this is great. You got a lot of good artifacts sitting around. And there's just a casual shadow flag on an Eloise. Well, we want Transcendence flags. That's what we're looking for. Wait, Mockman's got a glittery crown. And you've got another crown sitting around, so we could have a Radiant crown. And considering that you've got a Radiant Demon Bell as well, and these artifact chests, you could go ahead and have 3 Splendid Demon Bells. You could get yourself another crown and have 2 Splendid Crowns. You've already got a Splendid Ruby Scepter. This is fantastic. You could even get another Ruby Scepter and have Jara and Aspen, but that's a way away. That's nuts. And you said he had a Kiss a Ghost on Holmes Young. Yeah, that's just to make him a better tenant. So if you want to improve your tenants, Kiss a Ghost is a nice, solid solid all-round artifact. So you could just slap armor on here, then give him a Kiss a Ghost. And if I go take a look at Vesa, is that going to improve our stats? Probably will. Yep, just a tiny touch, but every little helps. Good job. So one thing you can go ahead and do, as I said, is go put like a nice high attack artifacts on here. Go for attack stones on the Starwing Jara. And just to get as much attack on these heroes as possible. And as tenants, of course, that's going to buff Vesa even more. Look, there you go, 1.43. So just by fine-tuning your heroes for attack as tenants, they're going to give better bonuses. Look, you'll see the same thing here. If I go Mightiness there, and we move across to the Freya, we're going to put an attack here. And I reckon this will take us even higher. We might be on 1.5 now on the Vesa. 1.47. Fantastic. So any way of improving the attack of your tenants does improve the damage. Big thing people need to be focusing on with their early accounts. Now, one really annoying thing that you did, and I think there's some people that have already noticed this. Let's look at your Tree of Origin improvements on Starwing Jara. Yes, getting her to Tree of Origin 4 does allow you to improve the Void Infusion ability. This is fantastic. It's going to improve her focus, which makes her better by improving her control precision. Wonderful stuff. But you're an absolute donut because you didn't upgrade her active skill. This is so important. The active skill gives her more consistency and more damage. You upgrade the active skill first. Look, you improve the conditions of Petrify, Rock Lock, and Freeze, Cold, Chill. You improve your control precision, and you gain energy and get to inflict even more control effects if you've got loads of energy, and that synergizes with her energy feed ability that she has built in. Then, when that's done, you upgrade your Void Infusion. So you missed a step. You forgot to upgrade the most important thing, which is the active skill. So you're a bit of a donut. Go back and upgrade this, guys. It's really important. Make sure if you are going to use Tree of Origin on a Jara, you sublime her active skill. It's kind of essential for good stuff. So make sure of that. Now, let's go ahead and double check your star spawns. That's a big thing a lot of accounts make mistakes with. Let's see if yours are bad or if they're good. So I do see here a Spirit of Splendor and a Spirit of Transcendence max upgraded and the Spirit of Cold Blood. Brilliant for damage. We've got 50 on the Further and 50 on Nature, so that's good amounts of attack and HP, and a whopping 125 on the Spirit of Wisdom, improving your control immunity offset. This is great. This is going to improve your consistency with CC on that Jara. Very well done. So I'm very pleased with that one. Excellent job. Star spawns are looking really clean. Wouldn't change anything about those. Now let's see if he's forgotten to upgrade the Galactic Tree. No, he's actually done that. That's good. So yeah, wonderful. Let's go into your Compass of Transcended and just admire who you've selected so far. Jara. Why have you done that? Why is Jara the choice at the moment? Why is that? Is it just so you can awaken more Jaras? Is there a need to? You've already got a B-, bro. She's got control immunity offset. This is a brilliant copy of Jara. If you're going to be awakening anybody, let's see your Vesa. What's she got? Oh, she's fantastic as well. Crit holy damage. Lovely. B-. Fantastic. And your Freya? Wow! 4,500 attack with damage reduction and reduction of damage over time. She's chunky and she's got an attack stat. That's beautiful. A's the dream. Bro, if you're going to get an A tier, you don't want it to be a Jara. You want to get yourself an A tier Mockman that you can then sell. That's what you want to be doing. And if you are just going for hero copies to awaken, the other A tier to go with the basic bog standard normal hero is a Vesa. If you can go ahead and awaken a high-end Vesa, that will sell for more, right? You could sell a Vesa and buy a Jara and a Sword Flash, both at A tier with price, if it's a good Vesa copy. So bear that in mind, right? You'll get more for your money if it's a Vesa. So you do not need to have Jara in here. Go for value, right? Don't go for Jara as a hero. So I would recommend, actually, if you're going to really go for hero copies, I would have just popped in a Flora or something, just so that we can get our Flora copies for her being a tenant. But really, if we're going for value, go for Vesa. At the moment, most people who are in this stage where they're just looking for copies to awaken, Vesa Mockman is the way we do it. Now, we are going to be opening these 100 cores because I'm not just going to have you sit around with 100 cores. So we're going to be doing that. And again, I want to stress, dip out this Rogan. I'm not going to do it for you, but yeah, That's good. Now, final thing we can cover is your final Transcendence hero, or at least your next Transcendence hero. You're not at a point where you need to worry about that too much. We've got 1.7 million Crystals of Transcendence, so we're quite a ways off yet. So I think if I was going to build another one, it depends on what your priorities are. If you want to improve your Star Expedition damage as much as possible, I would go for Halora. She's really, really good on Star Expedition teams. But if that doesn't matter to you too much and you want to push the Void campaign more, I'd either go with a Lord of Fear Aspen or some other hero that's going to improve you in there. You could argue Halora is going to give you an improvement and it doesn't really matter until you have 5 Transcendence heroes, but there are definitely ways of pushing forwards a little more consistently with a Lord of Fear Aspen and a Jara working together with a Freya and a Vesa for support. So yeah, that would work nicely. Asmodel the Dauntless, you laugh, but he does have a speed debuff. He's actually kind of good, but I would much rather go with Aspen here. So yeah, next Transcendence hero is probably Aspen or Halora. They would be my 2 big picks. So without further ado, Pentasir, let's go ahead and open 100 Cores of Transcendence and see how many spheres we get. And I assume you want us to go in Fate? The best thing to do would be go in Guidance, but I'm feeling lucky. Pentasir, I'll let you decide. Well, folks, here we go. Let's see how many spheres we can get in 100 cores. Going in Fate. This is probably a bad idea. We should be going in Guidance. But you know what? Let's see if we get lucky. We start off with a Vesa copy and a couple Light and Darks. 1 sphere has been achieved. Nice. 2 spheres in 30. Very standard. 3 spheres and double Vesa. 5 spheres in 50. This is going very nicely. At this point, I would switch to Guidance, but nope. We're going to stick. Oh, 7 spheres in 60. Oh, we're popping off, boys. And there's a Muckman. 8. Oh, we could get 10 in 100. No way. 9 and 10. Oh, my goodness me. Final 10. 11 spheres. Oh my goodness me. That is absolutely bonkers. How many Stellar Shards is that? Oh my goodness. Look at all those Stellar Shards we now have. 4 million. Oh. Now that is how you end an account review, baby. Folks, thanks for tuning in. What a good time we've had. And of course, Pentasir, hopefully you take our advice on board when it comes to improving your account. And I want to see that Rogan removed. You don't need him. So get him out, get him switched, move on.